Okay.
Hey, Greg, for the ETF XLE, do you want to stop this week's low or that further out pivot low?
Thursday's low.
That's what I'm asking. The week's low was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Or is there a chance of it whipsawing you and you want it bigger?
No. It's had a month-long consolidation. And I mean, you can give it a little extra room underneath it. So not to be a penny or two, but you know.
All right, that's what I'm asking. So I'll give it
So here, all right. So here's
75.18.
here's the thing. Well, it depends on, you know, their shares. This would be an all-in. That's because that's the setup. It would be an all-in. So we always could be a 5-minute low or a 30-minute low. For whatever reason, this was to gap down. But under this low would be kill half. Under this low, kill the rest.
Well, that's the conversation we were having, and you changed your answer.
Because as I looked at it, I had more thoughts. That's allowed.
Okay, no, it is allowed. That's the sole reason I brought it up.
Okay. All right. So, hey, YouTube, we're here scanning. And for plays for next week, we'll see if there's anything we want to do here into the close. But the energy sector is looking good. Here's XLE. And we already like silver. We want to add or buy some silver here. This is ready to break out. This one, it's decent volume for a swing. But this should turn higher with the silver. This is pretty active one. But, those look good. And then oil and equipment. That's gone. This is the one I just showed you, wide range bar. So I was like, do you wait for a 1, 2, 3? Do you just do it? You can do half now, add next week, stop under today's low. A little bit under the low. Yeah, it could even go. I mean, it's not that big a deal to go to the pivot, but alert under that low. Have this sorted by well, let's just sort it by wide range bars and just look at the ones that could be breakouts. This one we already looked at. Dan, this is the one that you had on this run.
Yeah, it sure is. We did a trade of the week.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting ready for the next move. And not bad.
There was a nice silver I had in today's gap list, and it ran too much. I forget what it is, but never mind. Yep, hurry up.
Can I get your scanner?
Oh.
If you're a subscriber, just email me. I can't give you the scanner. You have to subscribe to TC 2000. I can provide you with layouts and scans that will install in them. But this is a subscription to TC 2000. So this looks like one for next week to add on, taking out the highs, Dan. Pump.
Yeah, I already wrote it. Yep.
That's not Baker Hughes. Little medium price one. That looks good. Yes. Schlumberger. That thing's had a heck of a adventure from the high down to the low and up. I like that one. Just getting started. Be for next week above the high. All right, oil and gas. P. There you go. That one's getting a love. EOG. Institutions must like that one. I have subscribed. How do I get your scans and templates? Yes. Let's see what drillers. Not too many drillers. Noble. None of them look as good. Home improvement beaten down. It's Lowe's and Home Depot making the turnaround.
But do you trust Home Depot for 5 days?
For what?
Put spread.
I don't trust any put spread or any credit spread for more than a day-to-day basis. But based on this being down where it is in this turn, I think it's got decent probabilities and weekly bar and the slowing momentum between the lows here.
Right, I mentioned it this morning that you would like it. That's holding, look at that beautiful 15 and hourly chart. And now the market's perking. We could do this right now.
That's fine. You know, I don't yell if I change my mind on Monday if it's a red bar. That Lowe's looks good too.
Yeah, we looked at them both.
Well, it's always those two in this particular sector. Gold.
295.62.
Gold stocks. There's a good one. You know, you got to give it a stop under. I'm not answering emails at the moment. I'll get to it later. I promise you. Oh, you have emailed me. And my emails have been in issues with, telling developers what to do with this courses that weren't working have been a little bit of a nightmare. So I kind of fell behind on emails, but I'm catching up. It was really terrible because look, you got everybody who wants to learn. They get in there and it seemed like one problem. I go to one developer, they try something, they're trying several things. I go to another, the way most websites today work, back in the day, you go back, 25 years ago or more when I started the other company, I had to hire people and they created all of this stuff, these things that makes things work together. It was super expensive. Today, the way websites work is like, you get a website up and running, at a, where they house it. I forget what it's called anyway. You could be up and running in hours. You throw in a theme and then you have different plugins. And so they call them plugins, but they're pieces of software that talk to each other. And most of the time it works fine, but sometimes like this was really, really unusual because it took like about 2 weeks for different developers to eventually come to some conclusion, with their stuff. It's not me or the independent developer testing this, testing that. I think this worked. No, it didn't work. No. I'm getting to emails. Yeah. It would, this one was really, really unusual. But, and the theme that we use on the website, the software developer for the courseware right? Saying, oh, we had a conflict with which called the theme is Divi theme. It's like the most popular theme. If you want a high-end theme, that's it. Like, for the best. And to have an issue with that one, I told Dan they should have been sending out notices to people. Anyway, looks like it's fixed. That looks great. SSRM, Dan. What are your thoughts on oil stocks at all-time highs? Someone's asking me on YouTube. I don't think you should be shorting oil stocks. Joseph, you see this list here? These are all sectors that we're reviewing. And what's performing the best today are oil stocks after silver. Now, we could sort that by what's the best on the week. And we see that, this has already made a run. It started earlier in the week, defensive. And defensive, if the markets, which seem to be holding up relatively well, right? Hold on, okay. If they take out this high on Monday and things are able to move up a bit, things like defensive are going to stall. Now, oil having been consolidating for, that's been running up a while, having been consolidating for over a month and now moving up. And some of these, nice wide range bars. I don't know what you would consider shorting. You didn't throw in any names, but, based on what I'm seeing here, those aren't shorts. You have to find something in a downtrend. You can look at, something that's underperforming, that is in the sector and that you could consider. That's really not a good setup, but you get what I mean. These kind of patterns are ones that could go lower. So, you're going to short something, you want to go pick something that's weak, and ideally a weak sector and a weak stock, not a strong sector and a weak stock. It's like, you got half the horsepower and maybe you're going to get lucky. That looks great. Yeah. You could take a third. You don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. Take a third and hold on to the rest. Why not? Dealerships bouncing a downtrend. Cars are beating down. Food distribution. That looks good. Earnings beginning of May.
That was Debbie's trade from yesterday. Said I
I
like.
told you, Debbie, I told everybody today we're going to have to ride your coattails on this one. We picked up that one yesterday. That looks good. Not really, just at yesterday's high. There's really no resistance here. That 200 is, people, nothing lined up with that 200. And maybe you're looking at intraday chart, but that should go higher. And, the medical industry and pharmaceuticals and all that is in favor here. Money's rotating into that. Fine. Well, I think the transports being beaten down like they are, I think they're good for some kind of a bounce next week. You see the momentum slowing, down here took out that low. So, they're not great patterns, but for scalps, I look at these as more as, intraday rather than holding them over the weekend. But if you're okay with that, and there's no earnings coming out, you shouldn't get a gap against you with something that's down this much. So look, our method, let it trade above a prior bars high. So that would be okay to trade above a prior bars high. Let me answer Roger since he's interested in SPX and there isn't much time. There's an hour left. It's still an inside day today. Pre-market commentary was spot on, a go nowhere day. So 44.70. It's up to you, Raj. I would, I would say, yeah, but as you go into the close, crazy things happen. Yeah. Is it worth it? I don't know. You were looking to fade the top of OIH. Well, if you're telling Joseph, if you're telling me a day trade that you wanted to fade this, but look at the daily chart. Now I know it's at the top of the range, but energy is the strongest sector in the market this year. And rather, than having any large downside correction, it's gone sideways. And that's bullish, black and white. Whether it can break out above the highs, we'll see next week. But even this being as extended as it is on a 5-minute chart, it isn't rolling over. So it's showing relative strength. You know what, Deb? I knew this couldn't be doing anything too much. I would have been very surprised. So when you use the word roared, the first thing that came to mind was the mouse that roared. Because look at that. It's not even what I'd call really a wide range bar.
Totally. I thought the same. Like, what time frame are you looking at?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, whatever, it's up today, but what is that? Today's net percent change. So a net percent change is one piece of information. Like we talk about concepts. One concept isn't a strategy. It's the way something being up 1 and 7 something percent. That's not a reason to take a trade. But maybe it's bottoming, maybe, I don't know yet. Like XBI, at least that had taken out some resistance, but this looks a lot better, Dan. Different stocks, but I don't know what's in the other one but maybe this could be a buy setup. DWAC. That looks bad, Janet. Somebody knew what was coming with this Twitter thing and Musk.
Exactly.
I don't know. But we should have shorted this down up here. That's a perfect short setup with this rounding top.
We actually did. It's a bear flag. We did. We bought a calls on it.
Calls or puts?
Put spread. Long debit spread. We did. We were in them.
Yeah.
Bear flag. I already put a copy of it in my bear flag file.
All right, what else? Ags, that's still good, right? We talked about this morning. That looks higher. So, the inflation theme looks like it's going to rise its head next week. So even if the markets can, muster something, if these go higher, I don't think the market's going to go too much higher. But hey, big wide bars, the weekly looks okay, Emmanuel. Maybe being patient with it. I don't really care for these kind of things, bottoming things that are just starting out, but it might be able to get going. give it a shot. Yeah, another oil and gas, low price. SPX coming in. It's just too close for comfort. But anyway, Emmanuel, you want a low price stock? Is that what you're interested in? On anything. I mean, two of the things you threw out were low price. That's why I'm asking. Are you interested in a long stock that's low price? Yeah, okay. I would definitely wait on this for next week, Debbie. Since it's a wide range bar, it's a good starting point, but I wouldn't do it unless it traded above that bar. And ideally it would have another bar on Monday and then go. But it's a failed Head and Shoulders. This? You're talking about this, Debbie? I don't know, Deb. I'm kind of twisting my head a little bit to look for that failed Head and Shoulders pattern. That's the problem with technical analysis. Well, it's really not the technical analysis. It's you can look at things from a way that you want to see things. That's why you need rules. But why this had such a move and, some of these others just doing nothing. What is it? Is no Budweiser, no Sam Adams moving. Yeah. That's gone.
Yeah, no, we were. Yeah, PPH. Wow, Debbie, no kidding. Greg, what a no-brainer entry on PPH over the gap bottoming tail breakout day in mid-March.
Yeah,
You missed that one.
you surely did. I don't even look at this one. That's not in my list. I don't know. I've got plenty of other pharmaceuticals and drugs. That's just healthcare sector. What's doing the worst today? Horse Solar didn't make it. How's the Q's going to go up with semiconductors dropping like that and semiconductor equipment? Software looks lower. And maybe that bounces. don't look good. I know you like looking at spot down for credit spreads.
Yeah, your dog. No, I mentioned Spot this morning that it was a candidate for next week. I looked actually at the time.
Oh. Peanut butter and jelly. It's kind of extended, short term, Deb. I mean, this is nice that, the moving averages just began to separate from each other. Where it was whippy over here. And you see how it tightened up, how the bars tightened. This was a tell. Yeah. And then now it got going. So look, money management allows you to do anything, almost pretty much anything, as long as it's reasonable. So if you wanted to buy, say, a quarter of this with a stop down here, give it a 2-point stop, and then look to add, you could do that. You can see how thin it is. I mean, it gaps on a 5-minute chart, so it's not liquid. I don't think so. The only way we're going to be interested in tech is if that red bar is ignored, like a gap above today's high on Monday. Because that looks lower.
Hey, Greg, hotels and cruise ships underperforming.
That was anticipated.
Same with jets. They're all.
Did you put UAL in the letter over the weekend?
Yeah, as a call spread.
Yeah, okay. It's like watching a snail race. Roger saying, let's go spy. Things are so dead today.
And do you have experience in snail racing watching?
You know what? If I was into designer drugs or something like that, probably snail racing would be something entertaining. Not every weekend, Deb. I don't always look at SPY versus RSP. What I go through, which is pretty much my routine, is to go through all of these, look at the best performing stocks. I go through. My routine is, okay, I see what's going on here. I write them up. I click on that and I grab a chart. Not necessarily that one. And I'll sort this, by what did the best, and I'll just go through these and see if I come up with some ideas like that. Then I will look at all of these. Not all of those are in here. I go through all of these. I have a page on my other computer that'll have some of these ETFs, So I pretty much know if the fangs are underperforming, you know, then if the RSP is going to show, if they're outperforming, RSP is going to show, the difference between spiders and that. The same as like triple Q and triple QE. MJ, got to turn around next week. How about this one? And got an alert above those highs right there. So what's attractive about this, that ran up on earnings and it isn't giving it back, showing relative strength. If it can clear that, this tells me institutions, obviously they bought this and they're not selling. Anybody look at earnings, big earnings that are coming out next week? What's on? No, they just reported. That's what ran it up like that, Raj. So it looks good because it's holding on to the gain. So really Netflix, that's not next week. It's week after next. So we're really not much of anything. There's nothing next week. I guess it starts the week after next. Financials next week. So that'll be a market mover. Got financials, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs on Wednesday.
Yeah, financials always start off earnings season.
Yeah, and you got UNH. That's the Dow. So these are Dow movers. Transports, Delta, and trucker.
You're calling Debbie a trucker?
Oh, never.
Hey, talking about truckers, the paper today said Walmart's gonna pay him 110 grand to drive a truck. So maybe, Debbie, it would be a good night job.
So financials in play next week. Hey, Tim. XR.
Debbie, if you have one of those automated driving trucks, you can.
So not loving it, Tim. This is a nice little uptrend. I don't really care for the rounding top, and the little minor pullback. I would much prefer something like this if it had a lower high, lower low, because look at the little run up on the weekly and you got a red bar there. So it would need more work to do sideways before I would think, next week could be the transition from red to green. But, keep an eye on it and just see. And besides the rounding top and the close proximity to it, I'm not loving it. I don't think he saw your question, Deb. That's a lottery ticket, right? Earnings coming out, maybe it rips higher.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what you're doing, dude. It's not a great pattern, and trading bounces. I'm sure individual stocks look better, but that's what got I said this morning I was watching Wells Fargo and JPM based on pull back the support and the XLF stabilizing.
It was cool here today. It was beautiful today. Nah, it's starting to warm up a bit, Raj. There was a couple of mornings I walked out and I could feel it starting to get muggy, but some cool air came down here last night. It's going to get hot. I think December, January. Holiday time. It can be a little chilly, but and then as you get into January, Never fed. Kind of like, you get into those days where it's a little chilly in the morning and then mid to upper 70s in the middle of the day with little to no humidity. The water temp will be a little chilly in December. Nothing like up north, you know, but in the middle of the summer, it's kind of like, a nice warm bathtub. Is June rainy? Yeah. It can be nice all day. And then there's like a monster rainstorm late in the day, and then it goes away. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't had access to the boat here in 2, 3 months since they're rebuilding the boardwalk. I thought they were going to have the planks down today, but the electrician didn't finish what he needed to do. But in the middle of next week, there'll be planks from the boardwalk behind me anyway. I'll be able to get to it. When is Tesla splitting? When is the date?
I don't even think they've announced it yet. I think it's just like we're seeking shares. No, Sam, they're doing it again. I think, Greg, they just were asking shareholders to approve the authorization of more shares, which is, just another joke reason the way it jumped that day. I'm glad Amazon's splitting because that should tighten the spreads on options.
No. How'd you gonna get chopped up trading this kind of stuff? If you're trading on this 1 minute, but that's pretty messy too. I don't know. We all want to do things, but trades, and of course you want them to be successful. And this is just a commission generator. Yeah, right, John. I mean, that was the thing this morning. Was like, hey, don't get it right every day, but today was spot on to say, hey, I was like, I think this is running in place, going nowhere today. It was decent premium on the upside. FIBN short. So Rita, my rule for this kind of move is while the longer term trend is down, you see the weekly chart here, unless you're going to trade the weekly chart. And if you are, you're only going to short it under last week's low. But when I get a big move like this, trending move with that kind of strength, I require to do some kind of a retest on this time frame to trade this time frame. Norbert, I think Norbert, were you the one that told me that the capture wasn't working on the website on the contact us? Scrolling back in here. Or make a lower high. It could make a lower high, but just some kind of an attempt to retest and then roll back over again. Similar to what we were looking at. No, someone told me that the capture didn't work. Maybe they couldn't send a message. Okay.
Got sell setups here in the 15-minute horseman. Maybe that's it for the day, and we're gonna some short scalps. Yeah, yeah. It's down 3 bars, Rita. I'm not crazy about taking weekend risk, but
Nicholas told me.
Can you hear me?
I hear Nicholas, if you're still in here, when you tried to send a message through the contact us, did you get some kind of an error? How did you know that it wasn't working? You said the capture didn't work. Let's see if Nicholas is still in here. No, he's not.
Yeah, Rita, Monday, I like it. Rita, you can, like I just said, if you don't mind the weekend risk. So you can, that's, so there you go. And you can do smaller position or full, and AMD does look lower, John, but look how, I don't like that it's down so much from the prior high. So it might be more of a day trade on Monday. Same with NVIDIA, they both look lower. Dash. Yeah, I'm not crazy about a swing trade on that. I like your other one much better, Rita. Although this could work, I like the weekly 180 also. But Twilio's weaker, that's for sure. Yeah, Microsoft day trade short on Monday, sure. Yeah, got a nasty engulfing on the weekly too. Yeah, the 15-minute sell setup I mentioned a few minutes ago. Looks like that's the start of the sell-off into the close. But Rita, yeah, you can do some Twilio now. I like it. Hey, Rita, Greg also mentioned Adobe as a short under yesterday's low. So put that on your list. EPS is a quad bottom. Yeah. Yeah, well, I posted. Well, I don't see quad bottom on EPS. But FedEx, I posted as a put spread over yesterday's high. You got that bearish gap, and I wanted to get over yesterday's high. I'd rather take less premium. Hey, so here's two others, guys and gals. I've been watching all week long, and I'm not saying those are the two best right now, but those are the two I've been watching all week long, and they both look great for a bounce Monday. See, that one hasn't made the turn as much, Debbie. Compare the turn to the two I just posted. You see? There should be day and night to you. And you know, when we're trading counter trend, so the counter trend, we need a turn, a potent turn. It's a horrible directional setup, John. If you're talking about a put spread, I would say okay, because not because Thursday's high is fine. Oh, sorry to make it up. So yeah, it is a buy setup. So then the next question is it a quality one? And no, that's not a quality one. I wouldn't touch this as a swing, except unless it was a day trade. And then, you know, we always want to buy over prior bars high, but you got to use a little common sense if it's a questionable turn, just like I said with FedEx. So I wouldn't be comfortable with this for a put spread unless it took out yesterday. Same with this. Look at FedEx. These highs are too close, and you can see it here on the 15. So here's my bearish gap down. I don't trust this over today's high. Do you see what I mean? I needed to get over this high. Now I feel better with my two bottoming tails. AMD, yeah, but the problem, I agree, John. I 100% agree that it's on major support. Okay, we're both in agreement with that. So now let's talk about the next component. The next component of buying. So how do we teach it? Let's just call this a trading range, all right? Just for, you know, somebody could say, well, it's a trading range and a downtrend. Whatever, let's just call it a trading range, okay? Because the 20 and 50 are starting to flatten out. So let's just go with trading range. So what do we teach on trading ranges? Answer: buy potent reversals on support. Do we have a potent reversal today? Yes or no? No. So what, all right, here I'm going to give you all a quiz. What would make it a potent reversal? Say it, Sam. Yeah, see, John, there's many answers to that question, but exactly correct. What would make this a potent reversal? Well, a big gap down and fill in the gap. That's what we call the bear gap that bullies. What about a gap over yesterday's high? That would be a potent reversal. What about a big old bottoming tail at 10:30 on Monday? That would be a downside shakeout, right? So yeah, there's all kinds of potent reversals. So it's going in my list. It's going in my list of I might have to watch you for a couple days and let's see what happens. Always check the sector. Same with this. It's a bearish close, lower lows, lower highs. I mean, this could very easily go down to that prior low at 240. So A and B actually, in terms of retracement, is weaker than SMH, right? It's weaker. This looks lower with a price point. So, that's just another caution. All right, Debbie mentioned KNX. Well, Debbie, 50s are far away. I personally would do a little tighter, but I personally would do it on Monday over today's high, Debbie. Oh, for 10 cents. Yeah. Go for it then. I had no idea what the pricing was. So Debbie, that is what I would call an intelligent home run. So I actually like that. No, seriously, as opposed to an idiotic one that you're just gambling. Here, you're not totally you're not gambling. You're buying an out of the money call with a bullish reversal. Even if it goes up a buck or two, those you'll double, triple, quadruple, maybe your money. So I got no problem with that. It's just, you got the weekend thing again, but how much time value are you going to lose over the weekend? We're only paying 10 cents, What am I going to lose? 2 cents? Big deal. At least I'm paying for the possibility of a gap up. So I actually like that trade, Devin. I do. Tesla looks lower, absolutely. Without a doubt, that looks lower. No, I checked, Emmanuel. She's right. You're looking at something wrong. I checked her. It's 10 by 15 right now. So she was right. Something you don't hear me say a lot about, Debbie. Kidding. Debbie, do not be sending me mean emails. I was kidding. All right, so that sell setup, that sell setup that I mentioned 15 minutes ago on the Horseman, and I said we might sell off into the close. Look at that. That was dead on. That was the afternoon high. Yep, all things are nosedive in here. Now, hey, lovely Rita. Rita, lovely Rita. Patterns like this, if we trade under yesterday's green bar with a big price void, I think you're going to have a 1 to 3 day shorting party next week. So Adobe it's not the same as the other one, but it's a green bar ignored and it's weaker. It's weaker than spiders because you got the declining 50 and this thing didn't bounce much on the thing. So you mentioned Twilio. Yeah, Debbie. Rita, I like your Twilio. Go ahead and take whatever position size you want with the stop. The stop at a minimum has to be Wednesday's high though. But you got your sell set up here. Well, Debbie, that's because I think you two need to hang out. You're both in Southern California. You both love trading. You both love yacht clubs. I think, you both like chasing, you know what? So you got some things in common. All right, so these are all long ideas in the bullish sectors of oil. But we know that Rita loves shorting, so she always has a Penelope of short ideas. You like that word, Debbie? I think I just made it up. Is Penelope a word? Or is that a girl, Penelope? An actress. Yeah. I see the problem with these is there's still a void here. So look at this, Amazon 30-minute low is when we should have shorted this directionally. With that big price void. We did sell a call on it, I remember that. Microsoft, okay, hey, Rita. Yes, you can short Microsoft Monday under the low of these two bars. Another green bar ignored with a price void. Sure, sell setup on the weekly, I like that. I'll check a call spread also over the weekend. Spine. 430. Excuse me. You're talking about a put spread now, John? Oh, gotcha. You're giving me your target. Got it. All right, John's predicting 430. I would love that. Because then it's kind of a, measured move. Well, we got actually two measured moves in here. But, the fact that we got these two bullish reversal bars, well, this one's not negated yet. But this one was, obviously, right? Monday to Tuesday. And this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that was bearish. And that's why I keep saying, Rita and everybody else, under yesterday's low, I think we're going to have a shorting party on our hands. Yep. I like that. So what we can do, John, is the following. If we trade under yesterday's low, at a minimum, let's start off with a call spread, the 450s or 451 up here. Wow. Yeah, no, this is an ugly little afternoon sell-off. But yeah, Tesla. Spiders are better because when we have a green bar ignored, that's a continuation pattern. To short AMD, well, number one, you need a pattern on the time frame you're trading, right? Number two, if something's extended, we need a continuation pattern. And number three, I think there's better swing shorts out there, but if you wanted to day trade it Monday under today's low as a day trade, And maybe it turns into a swing trade if we're in the middle of a 1 to 3 day collapse. But that's not a good swing setup. So there you have it. I gave you my answer. Day trade Monday under today's low. Day trade is not a good swing setup. Yeah, but I would still rather go to the semis and pick a better one. I'd rather pick a better one that has a bigger void. Then Nvidia looks lower too, but it's down a lot with a fluid move down with no continuation pattern. So I personally would not swing short that either, but Monday under today's low, day trade short, it's fine. It's a bearish 15 under the 20, couldn't bounce. So yeah, I'm ready for a short party next week. So I'm glad we didn't get into a lot of these, other bullish stocks that Greg found for us, because let them trigger on Monday. Archie. Yes, I like it, John. I like it a lot. Lovely Rita. Let's short this Monday. If you want some short exposure over the weekend, do some right now. It's a good pattern. I like it. You have, a bearish, you got 2 bearish breakout bars. You got a closing breakdown, bearish engulfing weekly, and a price for it. I like it, John. Good find. Good find. So, you obviously got to check the cousins. I'll do it right now. The ARC Lady cousins, they're called. So we got ARC F. That one, see, do you see, John, how your ARC G is superior to this one? This is a little head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That we should have been shorting that on Wednesday. Wednesday, we should have shorted that on the gap below the neckline. ARC K, fluid bars down. ARC Q, this fluid bars down. John, and this one was stronger anyway, but being stronger gives a bigger price void. This would be okay Monday as a day trade under the same premise as we talked about the other ones. And as a void, you can day trade short that. But for a new trade, I like your ARC G. I'm not doing it now, but Monday under today's low, I like it. All right, anybody have any other bearish setups you want to talk about for swings, so I can maybe put them in the weekend letter before I start scanning? My bell doesn't go off anymore because one of you helped me figure out how to turn it off. See you, Rangoon.
Someone told you the other day.
I know, that's what I just said. Somebody told me how to turn them off.
You turned it off.
Yeah. Wow, you need to go to the vet or the doctor?
She pushed the shish kebab a little the wrong way there.
That sounded like a dog bite.
No, she makes noise. She'll never bite anybody. But she sure sounds scary.
All right, anybody have any short ideas you want me to analyze? But yeah, I like your ARC G. Good job. It's just so loud. I gotta see if I can figure out how to make it a polite bell, like a little dinner bell, not friggin' London bells going off in your ears.
There's probably a folder that has noises. You could probably change to something else.
All right, yeah, spot under the low, sure. Oh, this was not the one, Greg, that I said this morning that was a put spread candidate. No way. This was something was in a tight consolidation at the 20 and the 50. I'm trying to glance up here and see if this was it. No, it wasn't it either. All right. All right, I forget what it was. I must have deleted it. All right, never mind. But yeah, spot. Yeah, John. Hey, John. From now on, I want you to do all my weekly scanning for me. Is that possible? Because you just gave me two of them. If we get our 1 to 3 day swing short party, sure, this one looks good. But hey, you know what? In all sincerity, when I was learning, with Greg back in the days, and we're all scanning together, and he's the one picking everything. And then we found one that we like, and we give it to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I like it." So it makes you feel good that you found something on your own, applying what we teach. And, kind of meets our test. Otherwise, we wouldn't put our name on it and put it in the letter. I'll email it to myself. All right, LMND. Lemon, wow, lemonade. I haven't looked at lemonade in a while. No, that's not a double bottom. George, that's another Head and Shoulders breakdown with a price void. That's a Head and Shoulders right there, just like some of the others I mentioned. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, price void, crack the we got a closing breakdown. Riot. For what, Emmanuel? It's down 29 bars in a row. So day trade maybe, but not swing. Yeah, day trade. It's just not my wheelhouse to short something that extended. Yeah, CYH, so you had a breakout failure. Look at these beautiful converging 2050 MA. Yeah. It's not as clean a price void as I like because I'm spoiled. But you got your reversal sell set up on the weekly. Oh yeah, George. Yeah, but you know what, George? We watch so many things as it is that's like so far away that I don't want to cloud my brain with even worrying about that. I'm focused on the next 1 to 3 day profit swing trades. That's what I'm interested in right now. Now, George, if it were a longer term trade where you're saying, hey, I want this as a core trade because the weekly monthly look fantastic, then absolutely, you watch it every day, you set alarms. And you all know I've watched things for 3 friggin' weeks. 3 weeks before I triggered it long. But guess what? It was a perfect entry in a perfect trade. You just had to be patient. But the multiple time frames have to be unique enough to put it on your interest list. That's the point I'm getting at. All right, did I miss something? TQ, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I like it. Yeah, just like the spies. I like it. Cell setup, top and tail. Yes, these are perfect entries here, you all. I like it. I mean, when I say perfect, I mean really this gap down on Wednesday was the icing on the cake. That little M top after the 180 reversal is not going higher. But yeah, you got a price point. I like it. I like it. See you, Steven. Never had to. So, Steven, did you ever figure out what the problem was on that storm bell of yours, tornado warning? Nah, look at this XPED. We're still in this thing, but it's holding on by a thread. This was an EV stock we bought on this gap breakout.
And
What?
say goodnight to those on YouTube and have a great weekend.
Good night, YouTube. Come see us next week.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.